Greetings, everyone. Happy Friday. How y'all doing today? Today is the day that Venus rules, and Venus is currently at the 13th degree of Leo. Venus is the planet that governs. Venus is the planet that governs our senses. When we talk about astrology, people will say Venus is love, and Venus is these things that make us consider Venus as this experience that's about other people, how we love others, our relationships. But Venus is really your relationship with yourself. Venus is your appearance. Venus is your skin. Venus is your kidneys. Venus is how you feel about yourself. Venus is your sinuses. Venus is your senses, the senses that we know about and more. Your eyes, your senses, that you can taste, that you can touch, that you can feel. All that's Venus. All that's Venus. And Venus is currently in Leo. And so this is a Friday, and I always ask for donations, reciprocity, because Venus is reciprocity. It's what you put out, you get back. It's not karma, because Saturn is karma, which is what goes around comes around. But Venus is really like a tennis ball. You put a tennis ball back and it comes back. It's a volleying kind of energy. So if this work is valuable to you, I encourage you to, or I ask you to donate. And you can do that at my Cash App, which is $Monique Ruffin, or my Venmo, which is @Monique-Ruffin, or my PayPal, which is MoniqueCRuffin@gmail.com. Okay, so back to Venus in Leo. Venus in Leo is a very grand energy because Leo is creativity and heart, and Leo is expression, and Venus is about how you feel. So Venus in Leo is about you expressing the way you really feel through your appearance, through your music, your food. Venus is all of that. Venus is like the pleasures of the earthly realm. But there is a danger in this, because Venus without boundaries becomes gluttony, becomes conceited. Venus without boundaries becomes very rooted in the earthly realm, the pleasures, the food, so overeating, allowing your emotions to guide your food choices, allowing your emotions to guide your relationships, right? Like really not having a full command of yourself, of your feelings. Venus is also the feminine. So, there's a wildness to Venus. There is a freedom seeking. There's a pleasure drive to Venus. And that is Venus in Leo. It's literally this stuff about what makes you feel good, right? And it's that kind of, ooh, that feels good. It's that, you know what I mean? That's Venus in Leo. It's fabulous and big and luscious, and it's feminine, you know what I mean? It's the feminine in her full expression, without holding anything back. Venus in Leo is a diva. Venus in Leo is a diva. And it's such an interesting thing because I don't have a lot of diva energy. That's just not sort of my way. I'm very service driven, and I'm very calculating on how to make the world better, how to make myself better, how to make my life better. So Leo is an energy that's not, Leo is not a reflective energy, meaning it's not thinking about what it's doing. It's just doing it, So Venus in Leo is just out there. She just fabulous. She just, see me, love me, right? Like, I'm everything. I'm the center of the world. I'm every woman. That's Venus in Leo. Whitney Houston was Venus in Leo. Whitney Houston was a pure example of Venus in Leo. And I'm sure that she had Venus in Leo. I think she was a Leo, and she had Venus in Leo, and she had the moon in Aries, which was that voice of hers. You could not miss that voice of hers. She was just glorious and glamorous, and her voice just did a thing that was even greater than her. That is Venus in Leo. That is Venus in Leo at its best. At its best. So that is Venus in Leo. We are in eclipse season, and this is the time that we want to be reorganizing and seeing what has worked in my life, you know. So how have you been true to yourself? How have you been taking care of, you know, like expressing yourself, your creativity? Like, I know for me, mine looks unique, right? Because I'm not an artist in the ways that other people are. Like, I don't sing or anything like that. But my Venus in Leo is my ability to create the world that I want to see. And I do that by taking classes and teaching women how to use their imaginations and how to be in their sensory systems, how to feel, how to be in their pleasure, how to access their magic. That's my creativity. My creativity is to help people transform, and that is how I do it. And I have tools, and I have resources, and I have wisdom, and I share it, and I share it like magic. I share it like, if you do this, your life will change. I have one person, one of my clients, who is an artist, and maybe he'll listen to this video, but he was going through something with his partner, and I said to him, paint women happy. He's a painter. I was like, paint pictures of women happy. Just do that. And he did it, and it made a difference. He literally was like, it's changing her, because when we understand that this reality is not fixed, just because things look a certain way, that's not all that we think that the 3D reality is all that there is. And, you know, we don't understand that the 3D reality is mutable. And if you are a person with a lot of power, a lot of creative power, you can transform the reality by you being willing and to see it anew. By you being willing to imagine it anew. You can transform a person by being willing to imagine them anew and being able to see in them the things that they can't see in themselves, and not try to convince them of it. Just know that it's there. That's what I do. That's how we raise children. You just know that, oh, I know what you're capable of, and so I'm going to magnetize that out of you. That's Venus. Venus, like, women are Venus, and men get inspired by us because we encourage them. That's why men want to have money so they can buy cars and get women, because they want to get some pussy. Because Venus is juicy and delectable. This is a dance of elements. This is not about humans, but it includes us. And when we understand what energies are working,
don't forget your phone, keys,
at play, and we understand our own energies, our own Venus, our own Mars, then you can work it, and you can magnetize it, and you can use it to your benefit, use it to your favor. So the moon today is in Aquarius. We're headed to a full moon eclipse in Pisces. Whew, the world is changing, you all. Like, we're about to have a completely different reality.
You're here.
And
Please
my
make sure it's clear
prayer
before exiting.
and hope is that people really begin to understand that reality is not what we've been taught it is. It is something entirely different. Reality is malleable. Reality is mutable, and your mind is creating it. And as the sun gets the rays of the sun, I don't know. How do I want to say this? I'm sorry. I want to say it this way. As the earth begins to take on more light, the sun is changing, the earth is changing, and as these entities, these planetary bodies which are in us, take on more light and change, we also get to take on more light and change. We're being invited to do that. We're being invited to transform. And It means being a different kind of human. It means walking the planet in a different way. It means evolving. It means evolving. And so what that means for me, I'm going to try and share it so that I can give you examples of how I'm experiencing that. As I have done the work to heal karmic patterns, the ways that I used to function just don't serve me any longer. And I've dissected my personality and looked at myself and my choices and understood, and I understand that all of those experiences were designed to support me. One of the things that's so important that I have had to look at is because I've had a real conversation around this race thing, like black people, white people. It in my world, it has been a consuming perspective. And I was really holding that black people were victims. Even though I've been doing a lot of spiritual work for years, I would see things like a cop shoot somebody or anything, and I would be like, they're bad. But I started saying, is there another way I can see this? Can I look at this from a different lens? And when I started to recognize, I went to nature and I saw like, oh, this is an obstacle course. America is an obstacle course to assist black people in realizing their true power. And if you understand an obstacle course, it is designed to trick you, to make you think this or think, so that you can develop. An obstacle course is there to develop you. And America is an obstacle course. So now that I no longer see it from the lens of, oh, they're bad and they're out to get us, they're wrong. Now I see it as like, oh, this is an obstacle course. So this is designed to help me grow. This is designed to help me be strong because I get to name the reality. That's what it means to be a melanated being. It means that reality is obeying you. When you have melanin in your skin, not in your skin, in your system, in your brain, reality is obeying you. So when I say, oh, this is an obstacle course designed to help me get strong so that I can become more of my superhuman self, now everything looks like an opportunity that is helping me become more of my superhuman self. And I become more with each thing I do. And it is so fucking miraculous, you guys. And so what I'm saying is that as this reality is changing and the sun is coming in more light is coming in, which means that melanated beings are going to start developing more, but you have to be in alignment with it. Otherwise, you will just feel like your life is coming undone. You will just feel like everything is going wrong. And that is because the old way we have been being, which for me was to think that things were against me, things were out to get me. This system is made for these and not. That was a karmic pattern that I inherited from my family, from my father, from my mother, from their mothers and grandfathers, thinking like, oh, the world is bad and all that kind of stuff. We have been in the Kali Yuga, the Dark Ages. The world is not bad. We have been in a shadow phase for the last 20-some thousand years. This is normal. The question is, do I know how to be with it? Do I know how to be in a reality based upon what's really happening cosmologically? And the key is your story about it. That's the key. The key is, what story are you telling about it? Because if you're telling a story that is out to get you, that's what you're going to experience. But if you tell the story that this is serving me, this is for me, this is exactly what I need, look at this, look at how good I came through that. If you tell that, if you live in that frequency, then that becomes your experience. And that is going to start to get stronger and stronger because we are living through these planetary shifts. So, we're moving into this eclipse in Pisces. What I'm telling you all is that the planets, the moon cycles do a thing, and the moon is what rules us. The moon is the second hand. The moon is your emotions. But if you were thinking of it as a clock, because the cosmos is a clock, the moon is the second hand. That hand that's just going tick, 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 tick. That's the moon, okay? And so the moon has the most power over us in the immediates because it's ruling the water in our body, our emotions, which is also connected to Venus, how you feel. So what happens is every 18 months or so, the moon starts off and it goes from new moon to full moon. That means that we're going from the feminine, because the new moon is the feminine and the full moon is the masculine. We have feminine and masculine within us. The right side is the masculine, the feminine side is the left side. And so the moon will go for 18 months from new moon to full moon. And then at the eclipse time, which is where we are right now, it will change directions and go from full moon to new moon. So it was going from feminine to masculine, and then it goes from masculine to feminine. Now what happens when that goes on? The feminine, when it was going to feminine first, the feminine is whatever was going on in your life was getting planted into your subconscious. Whatever you've been thinking and focusing on the most for the last 18 months was getting planted into your subconscious. And now it's going to change directions in these next couple of weeks. And whatever was planted is going to sprout, because the full moon means it's coming to the masculine first. So whatever you've been planting for the last 18 months will begin to now harvest in these next 18 months. And that is how it goes. Thank you. And that is how that works. So that's why it's important for us to be intentional, focused, understanding the cosmos and what we're doing. Like a farmer who says, I want to have carrots grow. And they plant carrots for 18 months. And then 18 months later, they start to have a harvest of all of those carrots. If you've been planting fear for the last 18 months, now these next 18 months come, you're going to start having chaos and fear in your life. If you've been planting joy, love, peace, self, then you're going to have the evidence of that. We're in the turn point now. We're in the harvest point. It's about to be on and popping, y'all. I hope this is supportive, you guys. I hope so. If you haven't picked up the workbook, the Virgo workbook, you can go to my website and do that, or you can do that here in my link tree. My website is healwithmoonmama.com. Healwithmoonmama.com, where you can pick up the Virgo workbook for this cycle that we're in now, or you can go here in my link tree and pick it up here at the in my link tree profile. And if you like the work that I do and you want to donate, you can do that at Cash App Monique Ruffin, Venmo, which is @Monique-Ruffin, or at PayPal, which is MoniqueCRuffin@gmail.com. I love y'all so much. How you doing, Sam? Bye-bye.